Hello and welcome. This is my very first video and my first recording, and I'm hopefully going to do it in one take so I don't have to do it again. We're going to be watching the replay of my first ever multiplayer match. This was multiplayer. I don't know where the 8. There we are. The player names have gone. So I'm blue and Galka is red. So what I'm doing here is I'm moving all my stuff onto my cities for maximum production. I'm shortly going to move something over onto this one, and something spawns on this one. But I'm moving this heavy spare heavy down here because the heavies are weak in forest. So he's moving his heavy over, and it's going to be in a forest. And because it does less damage in a forest, I'm not even worried about it. In my mind, it's more or less a light in a forest, maybe with more health. Here I'm trying to get the 2-on-1, and here I'm trying to get some better favors. So what I'm thinking right now is, this is a recording, of course, of a match I've already played, but I believe the idea was I'm really going to focus down in the bottom. So that's where I've got most of my heavies, and it just like there's more opportunities for me to get a better trade off. But it's not going so well so far because if you look at the casualties, I'm taking a little bit more casualties than him, although it's keeping fairly even, and this boat in the water is gonna even it right back up. He does retreat that boat as soon as he realizes there's someone on the city. Now, there's a couple of things that I want to show in this video and a few in my video series. So my methodology for this. So this guy's gone into the orange, so I'm going to rotate him out. This guy's gone into the orange. He's about to die. Managed to rotate him out. And then I'm getting people from the back lines in. So there's what I did with this guy that I just moved off, and this guy who's just moving away, is even though I have people on these cities already, I'm going to swap them for low health ones that have just come from the front line, and then move into their spot, brand new unit. Um, yeah, it's just good. I didn't realize at this point in this match, by the way, that you could only have one unit on a city benefiting. So you'll see quite a lot. I might bunching them up as this sort of my frontline city. Um, but it is what it is. Hello, cat. Yes. Um, so he's doing the same. He's moving his troops back on and healing them up. Over here, he's healing up a troop. In the middle, it's it's just back and forth. I'm not really even worrying about how it's going. I'm just making sure that I'm rotating out when I need to. I've even got a spare one right here, so this is super good. I can't remember what I'm thinking right now. I think what I would be doing differently if I was to play this again is pushing this middle section here. Oh. Well, there we go. Because I have extra spare troops here and up here. Like all of these, I've basically got 4 that I can swap out for lower health troops because they just need to stand here as vanguard troops because they're on a city, and anyone that's coming in here is going to be like weakened. They don't even need to be a full health troop. So, um, what I should be doing if I was really paying attention and doing it now is I'd be swapping out. I'd be moving this one down, and then once it's like halfway, I like draw the line and like move it back off. I'm just doing that constantly. I think I try and do that better in my newer games. Down here, yeah, I could be swapping this one out for this one. I could be swapping this one that's not on the forest and just the plains out with this heavy here. Um, oh dear. So we do one swap. It's weird that I swap one that's already healing in the back lines rather than one that's on the front lines. We're doing another swap. Um, yeah, my actions per minute could certainly do with improving. I'm sure there's more things that I could do. There's 5 minutes into the game, so I should have done like, according to StarCraft, like 100 actions at least by now. I'm not sure if I have. But we are winning um, in no methodology whatsoever. We're losing on casualties. We're losing on troops. This guy's running away. He's getting chased. I mean, come on, you can't let that. Yeah, fine. I should. No, I don't know. That's just what it is. This guy needs to get on a city. Not sure if I do that. There he's moving. This guy needs to get swapped out. There we go. See, my thought process is just as slow on the replay as it is in the game. This guy is not in anything. This guy's in danger. Well, this guy's in danger. Uh, what I'm thinking now as well, this isn't true because he's got one, two, three extra troops. Um, but I should be thinking in future games that if I see a lot of commitment in one area, I know that the other area has probably not got like spare troops backed up. See, like I actually outnumber him here. Um, Hello, cat. You're very hungry. BRB while I feed my screaming cat. There you go. I do not starve her. She knows how to get my attention. She knows how to break me. Yeah, I outnumber them 2-1 up top. So I could probably try something, which I do in fact do later in the game, which is what really seals the death blow. What have I missed since going on? I've encircled myself, pretty much. He's gonna kill this troop and then encircle this troop, and I don't seem to be doing anything to stop him. I'm running away, in fact. Brilliant. But we're winning. This to me looks like a huge win. Let's check the troop numbers. Winning on the troops, winning on casualties. Yeah. Um, it's not gonna, this isn't gonna help. But everything in this area is so weak, and we've got three fresh units. He's got three fresh units as well. He's bringing in a new unit. So as you see, like moving in units is so powerful because this is now like the most powerful unit in this entire area. He's full health, full morale. If he swapped this little guy out and moved this one in, oh no, he's gonna put it towards the heavies. No, he's changing his mind again. Anyway, so I'm moving out here, putting in a fresh one, swapping it with a fresh one that's here. I could even be swapping with a fresh one up here. I think thankfully in the end I'm glad I didn't do that because we do end up doing a cheeky little push around the north, but I'm not sure that's what I should really be like hoping for. A lot of the game is not just how you play, but how you respond to a changing situation. I mean, it makes sense, and you say it, and here we go. But what I really want to emphasize is this troop rotation tactic, moving troops out, moving troops in. Because now this troop, which is full health, full morale, is the most powerful troop in the area, and these little units that are fighting down here get some reprieve from fighting. And this is nice. He actually updated the attack to attack more there. I thought it was an overextension, but no, he encircled himself. This unit's gonna die. Hopefully this one's gonna die because this was a full health unit, one of the most powerful ones in the area, and is now not, and is facing two full health units. So this entire front line down here is crumbling. In fact, if I wasn't focusing on my invasion up north, it might have been better to just go straight through here. Yeah, I think it might have been. I'm producing heavies, which I don't really need to do at all on this map, because as you can see, this map is completely like forest, essentially, except for this stuff in the middle. And we can hold this stuff in the middle with the heavies that the game gives us at the start of the game, if we don't mess around and lose the heavies. And then we could be producing only lights. So I'm moving my heavy off the forest there, so he gets like correct bonuses. This heavy, I think it's how it works, is this heavy is fighting this heavy, so we can watch this battle quite closely, and we can see which one's health drops faster. So I think because he's fighting in the forest, he's going to be like losing, even though he's essentially defending the tree line. He sucks. I'm just the best. Here we go. Here's when I start doing some suspicious maneuvers. So there's a bit of a lull in the line. And what I think I should be doing is pushing my advantage. There we go. I'm pushing down here, but maybe I could be like doing something up north. But what I'm instead trying to do is I'm trying out a little tactic of like rotating out on the bridges. So trying to just force my way through the bridges by using, I ends up being 3 heavy units against 1 heavy unit, and this heavy unit holds up pretty much till the end of the game. So I don't recommend pushing bridges, but I do recommend holding a bridge with a heavy unit. Absolutely. I think that's all you need, just 1 heavy unit on a bridge. If it's gonna need to be facing a large army and you might need reinforcements, you'll probably figure that out before you need to send the reinforcements. So I don't think there's any need to defend the bridge with more than just 1 heavy. Here, this is crazy that he gets away with. You can see how shattered it is. Even in the game, I wouldn't be able to see his health bars, but I would see how shattered these are. And the fact that I'm not pushing forward here is really criminal, because I could delete 3 light units and at least force him to completely shake his line up. But I'm doing the same down here. There's 1 light unit dead, maybe 2, 3. But yeah, I think I should be pushing here. Yeah, in fact, I kind of changed my mind on, well, if you could sneak 1 or 2 in here, you could get this city. Yeah, if I had like 3 or 4 more light troops down here, which is totally possible, we could conga line them until we got the city, and then once we're at the city, we can spread them out a bit more and start to encircle this. Also, we'd be pushing here. This entire front would be collapsing if we just played it more sensibly. But instead, I'm sending troops to their doom up here, and in fact, I doubled down by sending more heavy, 2 lights, I believe, end up going over. This is my first ever multiplayer match as well. But he pulls away, and then I get to land, and what I didn't realize is if you land close enough to your own side, you'll connect borders. I mean, it kind of makes sense. So on this map, I think crossing like right here instead of going all the way over is a much better idea. And then you don't even have to like be behind the lines, because the main problem with naval invasions is you're always behind your own lines. But in fact, if you could like chain them, so if you could get like a light troops all the way along here, and then it's a chain of supply, that could also work. But then you need the troops spare. And then, like I said, if I had those troops, like 3 or 4 troops spare to push and do this, it sounds like it would be more effective to do the southern push. So I'm not sure if naval invasions are ever worth doing. But it definitely catches them off guard here. Completely freaks them out. This troop's going to die. We're sending even more into the breachhead. Going to get the city. And then the game's over. See that the heavy unit I was fighting only just died as well over there. Right. Cool. That's it. I'll decide if that's making it to the final cut or not. I'll see you in the next video.